Hello, good day. Today is another lightning webinar. The topic today is the impediment list and what we can do with it. So what is an impediment list? We think of it as a list of the impediments that we've identified in the course of doing Scrum. That might happen in many places during the sprint. In the daily scrums, we'll be identifying impediments. During the retrospective, we'll be identifying impediments. But they really could be identified at any time during the sprint by really anyone. To some degree or another, the team has to agree that those are impediments, but really anybody could suggest an impediment for the team. An impediment is anything that is slowing the team down in any way. A lack of a babysitter, we need better automated testing, we lack this one particular expert, we don't know how to use this method. Any kind of a thing could be an impediment. Any kind of a thing could be slowing us down as a team. So we think of it as our list of opportunities for improvement. This is all in the realm of continuous improvement, as almost any good business person will tell you. We have to be continuously improving. So this is one of our key methods of continuously improving as a Scrum team. And we want to gather them, but also use them every sprint. So perhaps our success in removing impediments won't be continuous, or certainly won't be even in terms of the net benefit each sprint. But we certainly want to attempt and usually be just to some degree successful in fixing an impediment and therefore improving each sprint. We want the impediment list to be prioritized mainly by ROI, mainly by the benefit, usually the improved velocity of the team, but whatever the benefit may be. ROI being the benefit over the cost of implementing the change, the fix to the impediment. As I said before, again, we're expecting velocity, not all the time, but usually to be the measure of success with mitigating or fixing impediments. What kinds of things could be impediments? We started to suggest this before. They could be people issues. They could be lack of a skill set or a certain set of knowledge. We could have insufficient people, at least of a certain type. We could lack testing automation or lack continuous integration. We could need support or better support from management. We may have something more nebulous like we don't feel like the mindset is there or the culture needs to change. We always have interruptions and distractions that are continuously bothering us, some more, maybe some less, but always that's happening. And then particularly the sort of the well-known one, the blocker of a specific story. Any of those things, any of those types of things can be impediments. So we want to attack them one thing at a time, one impediment at a time, and then get it done. Then once we've got one of them done, then we can go back and do the next most important impediment. So this is very similar to the Lean concept of single piece continuous flow, which in Lean is an extraordinarily useful concept, and I think a very useful concept in any case. And of course, all of us as human beings violate that idea in our day-to-day lives all the time. But that doesn't mean it's not a good idea. It doesn't mean we shouldn't, well, certainly to me, it does mean we should use it in this context of working on impediments. So we the team, need to focus, but also particularly the Scrum Master needs to focus. So two keys. One is we want to aggressively attack the impediments every sprint. Secondly, to me, you're not really quite doing Scrum yet if you don't get management support for mitigating the impediments. They have to perhaps give us people, perhaps they give us money, perhaps they give us only approval, or maybe all three, but they have to support us as a team in terms of removing impediments. Then, and really to me only then, are we starting to play Scrum aggressively. Now we mentioned velocity, and a number of people object to using velocity as the measure of things. But I think it's because they don't appreciate that we also have to put velocity in the context of various constraints. So, for example, while we're improving the velocity, the sense of fun, the relative fun, or the relative happiness needs to be increasing. The quality of the product or of our individual stories needs to be increasing. The business value per story point needs to be increasing. And the hours that we're working, almost surely, for most of the teams that I see at least, need to be decreasing. We're almost surely working too many hours already, and we need to work a more normal set of hours. I think the key reason being that our innovativeness, our creativity, our ability to think better will improve as the hours go down somewhat, and the stress related to that goes down somewhat. Okay, so how many items should be on the impediment list? My answer is 20. Is it a scientific number? Is it a number that I would fight hard for versus say 21 or 25 or 15 or maybe 30? Not particularly, but I kind of like 20. It feels to me like enough that we can get, if we might get them all done sometime soon. It may take several months, but at least it feels like not an overwhelming number, but rather a manageable number. So therefore, in that sense, and in maybe other senses, it's not too many. At the same time, if we did a bunch of them, 25% of them, 50% of them, there's a feeling that maybe we could get to double the velocity that we currently have. So it's enough, but not too many. How does an impediment list help? So I've got several reasons here, some more on the next slide. We can stop talking about the items that are already listed. We don't have to repeat them over and over again. We can stop worrying about the things that didn't even make the list. Those are not important enough, apparently, at this point. Other people can walk by, see our lists, and help us. Particularly, more specifically, maybe managers can walk by, see our list, and say, "Ooh, I could help you with that one." Managers can see every day we have troubles. Every day we have impediments. They no longer have the plausible deniability that, well, you never told me about the impediments that you had. We, as a team, can take some responsibility for our problems. At least we can take responsibility for identifying them, and often also at least identifying a decent solution that could be implemented to fix them. We can, if we have a list, we can prioritize the impediments better, and we're more likely to put the right ones at the top and the lower and the less important ones towards the bottom of the list, or perhaps even off the list. We can help the Scrum Master maintain focus on the top one. The Scrum Master may be working on an impediment that's very important for one of his or her friends, or maybe even his or her own impediment. And then we say, well, are you working on the most important one for the team? And then all of a sudden the Scrum Master is more focused on the top impediment. We can also stop being complacent about everything being perfect and we don't have to change things around here. There are always additional things that we could fix, mitigate, improve on, and therefore our work as a team, our success as a team could improve. And then finally, we can use the impediment list to win. Not by having the list, but by working the list and continuously fixing things, improving things. We can become more and more productive as a team, more and more innovative as a team, and have, I think, because of it, more fun as a team. So to me, you're not doing Scrum right unless and until you're aggressively attacking the impediment list. And I find that seldom does velocity go up without the team having an impediment list. Very high correlation. Okay, that's all we wanted to say today. Good luck. Hope you enjoy the idea. Hope you have fun putting it into practice. We'll be doing more of these lightning webinars later. If you want to give us your feedback or offer additional suggestions or ask additional questions, please do contact us. Have a good day. Good luck with it. Bye.